Hey everybody, my name's Chris. This is the Aztec Recreation Center channel, and you are watching the 30-minute video on Wake Up Yoga. Recently I went to India and I learned from a gentleman named Krishna G, who taught me some components to yoga that I hadn't really taken seriously before. And also some new, I guess you could say, like techniques and strategies to use yoga as a way to, you could say, like get you over the afternoon hump, or use it as a new routine that you could use in the morning when you're getting up. These components aren't just relegated to the asana practice, right? That physical exercise that a lot of us are familiar with here in the United States, and what you're probably anticipating here in this video. We're going to do some asana-based things. These are not going to be sweat as soon as you wake up type things. It's not going to be, hey, break a sweat before you get back to the rest of your day in the office type thing. These are going to be the type of physical practices that are going to create just a little bit of movement, a little bit of liberation in your body, and certainly some stimulation in your nervous system. And the other ways that we can improve the way that your nervous system is operating, right? Which is this alertness, this awakeness that you're looking for in this video. We're also going to use pranayama, which is the Sanskrit term for sort of like life expansion or breath work, right? And also components of meditation. So withdrawing from our senses, developing a sense of concentration, and then maybe entering a meditative state, right? So this doesn't necessarily mean a relaxed state or a sleepy state, just one that you're able to direct your attention to. So if you are standing while watching this video or seated, what I'm going to invite you to do is create just a solid base, right? You're probably comfortable as you are right now, and I want you to stay comfortable for this first part, because all I'm going to ask you to do is guide your hands together just like this, right? The concept of equanimity is, it's an interesting one, right? Because here between our hands is like our left side coming together with our right side, right? So two halves becoming one. What you might notice that as you press your hands together, your fingers might do this. Your like fingers might splay away. Guide your fingertips to touch. And if you see any imbalances like this finger here, just sort of make those micro adjustments so that way they touch deliberately, harmoniously, symmetrically. Also, it's not just your fingertips touching, right? You don't want to have your wrists separating too much, but you want to have the circumference of your palms coming together. So once you have that very simple but very detail-oriented demonstration of equanimity, samatva down, guide your hands to heart center. Lift your heart against your hands and surrender your chin towards your chest. Allowing your eyes to close here, become in tune, immersed with this demonstration of equanimity that you have now asserted. And continuing to build on that in your physical form, however you are, give yourself equanimity in your spine. Correct your posture so that you have that neutral S shape all the way up into the neck, and then that independent neck, independent of the rest of your spine. Again, allow that chin to rest heavily towards your chest. Invite your eyes to cast downward towards your heart. And then build on this even more by inviting equanimity into your non-physical form, that is your breath. Exercising this immaterial form in this case simply means when you inhale, count. And when you exhale, match the number that you counted to on the breath in. Notice if you are cutting yourself short on either the inhale or the exhale. And improve your breath work until your breath is fulfilling. And if you can balance your body, and if you can balance your breath, then you are prepared to balance your mind or spirit. You can balance that narrative, that consciousness that is inside your head. Or at least perhaps you will. That's what the yoga is for you to find out. And so with that little meditation complete, we're going to move forward in our asana practice. So when you're ready, lift your heart against your hands. Level off your chin with the floor, center your eyes in your orbits. Release the tops of the hands to the tops of the knees. And then lift the curtain of the eyelids. Good. Shifting now. If you're not on the floor already, come on down to the ground. We're going to begin today with some athletes might know this as butterfly. Yogis will know this as Baddha Konasana, or translated in English, bound angle pose. The way that my teacher in India customized this was he instructed us to link our fingers together, which I'm going to do for you right now. And they're going to place the linked hands underneath the outer edges of the feet. Pressing your feet together just like you did with your hands a moment ago, you're going to create equanimity between the soles of your feet, and you're also going to balance a push of the outer edges of the feet against the hands and a pull of the arms against the feet. Heart open, spine extended. Take a breath in. And when you exhale, invite the knees to descend down. And so again, methodically work. Create evenness in your body, evenness in your breath, and evenness in your mind. This is very light but very detailed work, and so if you find your mind drifting off, know that that's okay. It's not an exercise in holding attention, but more redirecting and guiding your attention to where it ought to be. That is what it means to concentrate. When you're ready, lift the arms up, long side body, reach forward and forward fold. I remember when I first started doing this, getting my heart this close to my feet was dang near impossible. If your hands are arriving just in front of your feet, that's okay. What's important here is that you're not hunching at the shoulders, that your spine is extended and in a relatively neutral position. Now you're going to take your right hand here and place it just in front of your feet. You're going to place your left hand here on top of the left knee. Elbow over wrist, lengthen the spine, and then twist through your abdomen, through your ribs, through your shoulders, and look over the left shoulder. And when you feel satisfied, return the hand to the earth. Equal distance apart between the hands, opposite hand in front of the feet now. And doing the same pose, same cues, opposite side. Lightly pressing down now with your right hand on the right knee, rotating through your center of axis, that is your spine, and placing the cherry on top by looking over your right shoulder. Scan for any imbalances that you have in your body and correct them. Nurture your breath so that your breath continues to be fulfilling. Invite your stream of consciousness to be forgiving, kind, and gentle. as you begin to wake up. Return back to center. Hands shoulder width apart. Exhale. Inhale, rise up, arms up. Good, arms extended, guide your hands to the ground. Nice. This next part's gonna be a little bit different, probably. Begin by extending your right leg. And then you're gonna place this opposite ankle here on top of your thigh. So the shin is creating a figure 4 shape. Back starting heel presses down on the extended leg. Lift the arms up, breathe in. Exhale, and again, fold forward. If your hands can't reach your feet, remember that that is not the point. What is the point here at first is to have your spine extended, hamstring lengthening on one side, hip rotating on the other side. Take a breath in, and then soften. If you like to stack your forearms and surrender your chin toward your chest, you can. If you're really going for it in your forward fold to open up your day, then you can grab a hold of your feet. Remember to lift the elbows up and rest your ears between your biceps. To exit the space, roll up slowly, stacking one disc at a time. Keep the figure 4 of the ankle on top of the thigh. Hands by the side. Bend the knee that was once extended and shift your hips forward. Tailbone's gonna be on the ground. Your left knee is gonna move forward. Your shoulders are gonna stay square. Remain as you are and watch what I'm doing with my hands. Don't move just yet, but you're gonna see me demonstrate to you that you don't want to be slouching too far back, and you don't want to be rounding too far forward. It might help too if you rotate your hands back so that way the thumbs face away from you and your fingers are down on the floor. So again, extend the spine, breathe in. Exhale, soften. Good. And then when you're ready to release, simply unwind the leg. And then the leg that was just stacked, you're now going to extend forward. Opposite ankle on top of the thigh, hips deeply rooted. When you're ready to take a breath in, arms up, lengthen the side body. Exhale and hinge forward, forward, fold. Remaining in this pose here for several more moments. Remember that doing the most intense thing isn't always the most optimal thing. The idea of doing your asana practice of yoga is not to create impressive shapes, but is to create the, you could say, most united effect. So you don't want to feel any sharp pain anywhere. You do want to feel a sensation where some liberation is occurring, but you don't want to do it at the expense and suffering of other regions of your body. So in this last and final breath, whatever should work, invite it to work, and whatever can relax, invite it to relax. Inhale. Exhale. And then roll up slowly, stacking one disc at a time. Good. Creating that figure 4 again, you're going to bend the knee of the extending leg, shift the hips forward. You're going to flip your hands around so the thumbs face outwards and the fingers face away from your tailbone. Stack your bones, open your heart, neutralize your spine, take a breath in. Exhale and soften. Good, well done. When you're ready to release, simply guide the opposite foot to the floor. Your knees are currently bent. With your knees bent, Invite yourself to reach your arms forward, chin to chest, and roll down onto your back, stacking one disc at a time onto the earth. Arriving now here, preparing for bridge pose, equanimity underneath your feet, shoulder blades nestled nicely in their natural pockets. Exhale first. Inhale, lift the hips up. Hold this pose, do not hold your breath. Things to look for. Weight evenly distributed underneath your feet, of course, right? If you want to intensify this pose, walk your elbows in. Perhaps clasp the hands underneath the tailbone and reach the knuckles towards the heels. Extend your hips towards your knees. As you breathe, balloon the belly, inviting the belly to rise up. And guide the heart towards your chin. Another inhale here. Exhale, release the hands and roll down one disc at a time. Once your tailbone reaches the floor, open your arms out wide to a T. Float your knees up to 90 degrees. We're going to take a reclined twist. If you want to take it the easy way, I'll show you that on this round. Invite both of your knees to simply fall to the right. Good, and invite your chin to fall to the left. We're going to be here for just a few more moments, but if you're wondering what it's like to intensify this pose, try extending your legs. And if you're enjoying this, you can keep it. If you're not, rebend your knees. And then to exit the space, either with your legs extended, your knees bent, float your knees up to center. And we're going to go down to the other side. I'm going to do it with my legs straight. Both shoulders grounded. Invite your chin to fall towards your right shoulder. Good, and when you're ready, float yourself back to center. Good. Wrap your arms around your hamstrings, draw your forehead towards your knees, and give yourself a nice little squeeze. What you're doing right now is you're placing the center of gravity on a certain part of your spine. I'm going to invite you to shift that weight as to direct the pressure in a way that is pleasurable and beneficial to your lumbar or to your sacroiliac crest. You can hold that space and keep it static, or you can be dynamic, creating sort of figure 8 shapes in your lower back. And then to transition out of this, rock your knees back and rock your knees forward. These rocks are going to become progressively longer. You can place your hands on each hamstring now. And as your legs come back, more of your shoulders are going to connect with the earth. And as you roll forward, perhaps your feet will connect with the earth. You can favor one side of your spine. You can favor the other side of your spine. But when you're ready, you're going to cross your ankles and arrive in a cross-legged, seated, forward fold. Not bad, right? And then when you feel called to, keeping your chin low to the chest, begin by lifting the elbows and use your straight arms to walk your hands back, stacking your discs on top of one another gently, and arrive in Sukhasana, easy seated position. Shoulders stacked over hips, ears stacked over shoulders. Inhale. Exhale and melt the shoulders down. And close your eyes. Now this final part is really going to be the part that I think is going to wake you up the most. And this bit of breath work is called Bellows breathing, Bhastrika in Sanskrit. We're going to begin slowly and do a practice round, and then we'll do a full series together. Begin by inhaling deep and quick. Fill your belly up and expand. And then as you exhale, press the belly button against the spine. Again, keeping the lips sealed. Inhale, balloon the belly. Exhale. Third practice round, inhale, balloon. Exhale. And relax. Return to your natural breathing. And then we're going to do a round of 15. So it's going to be deep, quick inhales and exhales. What you might be able to visualize is a blacksmith working the bellows. So when you're ready, exhale first, and then inhale, begin. And relax. And if there was any inadvertent tension that you created in your jaw or in your face, invite that tension to dissipate. Invite your hands to relax and your shoulders to melt. Take a few moments here to bask in this saturation of oxygen that you've given to yourself and this excretion of all the CO2 that you might have had sort of compounding in your respiratory system. A little added heat, a little stimulation, and perhaps a little sweat upon the brow. Lift your heart. Center your eyes in their orbits and softly lift the curtain of the eyelids. And there you have it. In a little less than 30 minutes, you have given yourself a routine that is going to get you over that afternoon hump. It's gonna give you maybe a new tool or technique that's going to serve you in the morning. And before leaving this session, I want to remind you just a couple of things. One, when you're practicing yoga, invite yourself to be like an avatar. There's this comic called The Avatar where he is part of this air tribe, and he goes to all these different, like the water tribe, the earth tribe, these nations actually that have these specialties. If you have only been engaged with this physical part of yoga, I'm going to just leave you a little hint that there's a lot more out there. So if you're interested, if you're curious, the internet is out there for you to explore. Go to different teachers, learn different techniques, and ask questions. Here at the Aztec Recreation Center, we are always happy to help. We have a great selection of teachers who are really, I think, masters at what they do. Reach out to us if you have any requests, any questions. If you'd like to know more about me and connect with more with what I do, you can find me on Instagram at Christopher Zar. That last name is spelled C as in cat, Z-A-R. You can also find me at Yoga Zar on the same way on the Instagram platform. So thank you so much for joining us for this Mix It Up Monday. The light in me and the teacher in me bows to the light and the teacher in you. So from my home to yours, I hope you have an excellent week. Take care out there, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Bye, everybody.